As the weather heats up, people are spending more time outside, but health officials are warning millions of Americans to be on the lookout for bugs because they could be carrying extremely dangerous diseases. RT's Trinity Chavez explains tonight.
With summer just around the corner, the CDC is warning to beware of bugs. With warmer weather comes mosquitoes, fleas, and ticks, and now health officials are seeing an increase of vector-borne diseases. They are diseases that are transmitted by vectors, also known as blood-feeding ticks and insects capable of transmitting pathogens, bacteria, viruses, and parasites from one host to another. The pathogens are transmitted through the vector's bite and cause illness, which include Lyme disease, West Nile, and Zika virus, to name a few. Dr. Raphael Kelman, the founder of Microbiome Medicine, says if infected with this type of disease, the results can be deadly.
A vector-borne disease like Lyme or Bartonella, absolutely, in certain cases, in certain situations, could be deadly, especially if it affects the heart. If it affects the brain, your life could be terribly ruined.
In a new report, the CDC reveals that diseases transmitted through the bites of blood-feeding ticks, mosquitoes, and fleas are a growing health problem in the United States. According to the report, a number of reported cases of what are being called vector-borne diseases have more than tripled nationwide, growing from 27,388 reported cases in 2004 to a staggering 96,075 reported cases in 2016. But the problem goes far beyond the scope of the United States. The World Health Organization says that this is a growing problem around the world.
The vector-borne diseases basically they account for nearly 17% of all communicable diseases in the world. And if you talk in terms of mortality figures, we are talking about 700,000 deaths occurring annually due to vector-borne diseases. About 4 billion people are at risk of vector-borne disease.
While the organization adds that many of these types of diseases are preventable through informed protective measures, Dr. Kelman says that the key to prevention and treatment starts with strong microorganisms inside the body, a healthy microbiome.
The microbiome is very vulnerable to becoming affected in an adverse way. Number one, the diet. We're not eating the foods that cultures of the past always ate, fermented foods. The second reason that we have such altered and dysfunctional microbiomes today is because of the overuse of antibiotics.
And if infected with a vector-borne disease, it's not easy to diagnose either. While there are vaccines for malaria and yellow fever, experts say that there is not medication for many of the other vector-borne diseases. So industry experts stress the importance of prevention. Meanwhile, health experts add that there are other ways that you could prevent yourself by getting bit by mosquitoes, ticks, or fleas, or other vectors for that matter. You could wear repellent that has at least 20% DEET and avoid grassy or wooded areas. And if you do have to go to those areas, to wear long pants and long sleeves. Reporting in New York, Trinity Chavez, RT.